Hello students, welcome back to our YouTube channel Zoologic Mind. This is part 4 of the Subphylum-Vertebrata in which we are going to discuss about the class Reptilia. If you want the PDF of the notes or the previous lecture, you can get the link from the description box, and also I have created the playlist of the animal diversity. You can find it from the playlist section. Okay, so moving on to our topic. So the class Reptilia, which includes the creeping vertebrates. The reptiles are creeping and burrowing vertebrates which bears the epidermal scales. They are ectothermic, which means they are not able to regulate their body temperature. They are mostly found in the warmer parts of the world, but few are also found in the colder parts. They are mostly terrestrial, which means they live on the land. There are about 6,000 living species of the reptiles in the world. The skin of the reptiles is dry, rough, and glands are absent on their skin, but they have epidermal scales or scutes on the skin. The snakes and lizards shed their scales as a skin cast. They do not respire by gills, but they have lungs for the respiration, and ribs help to expand and contract the body cavity for making the lung respiration more efficient in reptiles rather than the amphibia. The skull is monocondylic, which means they have single occipital condyle for the articulation with the vertebral column. Except in snake, there are two pairs of pentadactyl limbs with each 5 digits bearing claws. So they have the limbs which have 5 fingers, and they have the tetrapodous type pentadactyl type of limbs, which means tetra means 4, podus means feet. So they have 4 feet with each limb bearing 5 fingers. Penta means 5 and dactyl means finger. So there are 4 limbs and each limb bears 5 fingers. The head consists of 2 auricles and a partially divided ventricle, but there is an exception. In case of crocodilians, the 4-chambered heart is present with 2 auricle and 2 ventricle. The renal portal system is less developed and RBCs are still nucleated in the reptiles. The kidneys are metranephric. The urinary bladder may be present or absent. The crocodiles are ammonotelic, which means they release ammonia as excretory product. The turtles and alligator are urotelic, which means they release urea, and lizards are uricotelic, which means they release uric acid as their excretory product. There are 12 pair of cranial nerves present in the reptiles. The ear consists of 3 parts. The external, it can be present or absent, and if it is present, it is very poorly developed. The middle part and the internal part, and snakes do not have ears. This is the exception. The lateral line system is absent altogether in the reptiles. Tortoises feed almost entirely on the vegetation, which means they are herbivores. Some turtles are flesh eaters, and all other reptiles are carnivores, which means there are all 3 types of nutrition is present, which is the carnivore, omnivore, and insectivore. A typical cloaca is present. They are mostly oviparous, which means they are egg-laying. Reptiles lay macrolacethal eggs. Macrolacethal eggs are the eggs in which the yolk sac is present in most of the part of the egg. They are ovoviviparous, which means the egg hatches in the genitals of the mother, or it can be also viviparous, which means These reptiles give birth to their young ones. So there are almost all types of the uh, animals: oviparous, viviparous, and ovoviviparous. They are also the amniotes, which means the embryonic membrane, chorion, amnion, allantois, and yolk sacs are formed during the development. Now the classification of the living reptiles. So the reptiles are basically divided into two subclasses, the Anapsida and the Diapsida. The subclass Anapsida contains the order Chelonia, and the subclass Diapsida is divided into order Rhynchocephalia, order Squamata, and the order Crocodilia. The order Squamata is further divided into suborder Lacertilia, which includes the lizards, and another suborder which includes the Ophidia. Ophidia represents the suborder of the snakes. Now the subclass Anapsida. The skull has solid bony roof. There are no temporal vacuities. It includes only single living order, which is the Chelonia. The examples of the Anapsida are the chelone, which is commonly called as the turtle, the testudo, which is commonly called as the tortoise, the trionyx, which is called as the terrapin. So this is the chelone, this is testudo. What is difference between the chelone and testudo? The chelone is aquatic and it has flappers for the swimming, and the testudo is terrestrial. It do not have flappers. This is the trionyx. Now the subclass second is the Diapsida. The skull has two temporal vacuities in the Diapsida. It includes three living orders, which is the order Rhynchocephalia. It includes the Sphenodon, which commonly called as the Tuatara. It is a living fossil. Now the order second is Squamata, which further includes two suborders. The suborder Lacertilia, it is represented by the lizards such as chameleon, which is commonly called as the tree lizard, the calotis, which is commonly called as the garden lizard, the hemidactylis, which is commonly called as the wall lizard. And now the second suborder is the Ophidia. It is represented by the snakes such as Naja, which is commonly called as the cobra, the Bangaris, which is commonly called as the crate, the Vipera, its common name is viper. Now the order third is the Crocodilia. It includes the crocodilus, its common name is crocodile, the alligator, the ghadial. They have thecodont type of teeth, the lung in pleural cavities, a muscular diaphragm analogous to that of the mammal. So they have a muscular diaphragm which resembles the diaphragm of the mammals, and there is four-chambered heart present in the order Crocodilia. So here we are done with the classification and features of the class Reptilia. So in next lecture we are going to discuss about the class Aves. Till then, stay tuned for my next lecture, and like and share and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the latest update. Thank you for watching my lecture.